Hello everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to present our work. On behalf of my co-authors, I'll be presenting DTG PK and safety observation in neonates exposed to HIV-1 from IMPACT 2023 study. So let's start with the dolutegravir information. DTG is an HIV-1 integrase strand transfer inhibitor currently approved in adults and pediatrics aged at least 4 weeks and 3 kg and above. It mainly metabolized by UGT1A1 enzyme and a minor contribution from CYP3A4. There are currently 2 formulations approved. One is dissolved tablet formulation and other is film coated tablet formulation. The approved doses you can see in this particular table. So now DTG is already approved up to 4 weeks and above. The only dosing gap remaining is in neonates. Infants born to the mother living with HIV-1 should receive antiretroviral treatment beginning close to the time of the birth as soon as possible. And DTG could play a role in prophylaxis in this population. So we designed model-informed neonate study to find out right dose for the neonate population. As I mentioned, DTG mainly metabolizes UGT1A1 and that matures within the first 4 to 6 months of life. So we had a lot of questions about dosing. What should be the dosing in neonates born with the mother on DTG? What should be the dose if mother is not taking DTG? So we developed a new liquid formulation just to understand the impact of enzyme maturation. So in the first part, in the first cohort, we decided to give very low dose of liquid formulation, and based on the study data, journey continued with the 2 single doses of Dispro tablet formulation, and subsequent dosing is planned in the cohort 2, which is based on the modeling and simulation. The aim of the first part was not to achieve any target concentration, but to understand UGT1A1 maturation, PK, and safety in this vulnerable population. So essentially, this is the study of learning with 2 doses and confirming with modeling and simulation to find out the chronic DTG dosing in first month of life. A detailed study design described in the next slide. This is a very busy slide, so I just want you to focus on this box. This IMPACT 2023 study divides into 2-part cohort 1 and cohort 2. Cohort 1 again divides into 3 strata, strata 1A, 1B, that is with the liquid formulation, and dose was 0.5 mg per kg. And based on the results, we went ahead and did the study with 2 single doses of Dispro tablet in this population. So essentially, this cohort 1 overall is the first dose was given in the 0 to 5 days of life, and the second dose was given between 7 to 10 days of after the first dose. And we collected the safety information as well up to the first 4 weeks of life. Today, I'll be talking about the results from the cohort 1, which includes the data from strata 1A, 1B, and 1C. Overall objectives of this presentation are to characterize PK and safety of DTG in neonates, to develop a DTG PK model based on the data from cohort 1, and simulate a dosing regimen based on this cohort 1 data to achieve the predefined target exposure in chronic dosing cohort 2. The AUC and C24 target ranges are based on the DTG adult data, and same target ranges were used previously for DTG approval in pediatrics 4 weeks and above. While there was no correlation between safety endpoints and exposure in pediatrics and adults, but to protect most vulnerable population, we had added the Cmax target as a 5 times of the adult geometric mean Cmax. The other objective was to evaluate the safety through the first 4 weeks of life. Overall, 18 neonates were enrolled in the cohort 1, with 12 neonates with liquid suspension and 6 neonates with the 5 mg tablet dose. The baseline age was between 1 to 5 days of life at the first dose, and weight was around 2.3 to 5 kg. Equal number of male and females were enrolled in this study. This slide shows the observed PK data from cohort 1. The red line shows the data from cohort 1A in naive population with 0.5 mg per kg liquid suspension data. Green line shows the exposed population with 0.5 mg per kg liquid suspension data, and blue line shows the naive population with 5 mg dispersible tablet formulation. Overall disposition of DTG was similar in naive and exposed population. 2 doses were given in first 15 days of life. The maximum Cmax overall observed was around 5 microgram per ml with dispersible tablet formulation. We also collected safety data through the first 4 weeks of life. No adverse events were life-threatening or caused death or classified as serious adverse events. Overall 0.5 mg per kg liquid suspension and 5 mg dispersible tablet well tolerated in cohort 1. Now it's time to move to the chronic dosing based on the cohort 1A data. In order to predict the right dose and right dosing regimen, we developed a population pharmacokinetic model. These are the model parameters estimated in neonate population. All the parameters were precisely estimated. Overall model was able to describe the observed data very well and can be used for the prediction purpose. Based on totality of PK and safety data, we decided to go ahead with 5 mg dispersible tablet formulation in cohort 2. For chronic dosing, we simulated 3 different scenarios. The first one was every other day for first 2 weeks of life and then every day for third and fourth week of life. The second one was every other day for the first 3 weeks of life and every day for the fourth week of life. The third scenario was simulated as every other day for the first 4 weeks of life. We created dataset of 200 neonates in a single trial. Overall, 1,000 clinical trials were simulated in non-MEM. Thus, total 200,000 neonates were simulated and PK parameters were estimated to achieve predefined target ranges as described previously. This slide shows the simulated exposure in DTG naive neonates with all 3 dosing regimens. This green line represents the geometric mean profile and shaded area represent the 90% prediction intervals. With this red line shows as a C24 target and this blue line shows as a upper Cmax target. The best predicted regimen which provides the geometric mean exposure above the target C24 is 2 weeks every other day and 2 weeks every day dosing. The other 2 dosing regimens were predicted to provide slightly lower exposure at the end of the week 3 and 4. Thus, the best predicted regimen in this population is 5 mg every other day for the 2 weeks of life and every day for the third and fourth week of life. We also simulate exposure in DTG exposed neonates. Here we also consider DTG pre-exposure based on the data available from the multiple DTG pregnancy studies. Overall, similar to DTG naive, 2 weeks every other day and 2 weeks every day seems a reasonable dosing regimen. Overall, if we compare predicted exposures in both naive and exposed neonates, there was no difference in predicted exposures. Thus, the same dosing regimen, which is 2 weeks every other day and 2 weeks every day, selected for the further study in cohort 2. Overall, 2 single doses were well tolerated in neonate population without any unexpected safety events. Simulations showed that 2 weeks every other day and 2 weeks every day dosing regimens seems enough to achieve target exposure in both population. Each of the simulated regimens were predicted to provide Cmax below 18.35 target range. This chronic dosing regimen will be evaluated in the subsequent cohort 2 of IMPACT 2023 study. With that, I would like to acknowledge all the study participants, investigators, and site staff, and all the members of IMPACT 2023 study. Thank you for the great opportunity and happy to answer if there are any further questions.